Hi, I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to use ShadowSense, and I'm going to be using these 4 colors: Rustic Brown, Copper Rose, Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, and a teeny tiny little bit of Snow, which I think is a staple in everybody's collection. So first I'm going to go in with Copper Rose, and I'm going to use a double-ended brush. This one has a flat end, fluffy end, and they're just really good for being able to swing back and forth and use them as you please. Now, you don't need a lot of product, so a little bit's going to go a very, very long way. Even more so if it's a very new ShadowSense. You might want to just scrape a little bit off the end, or you can apply the brush straight to the wand for greater control if you want to. I'm quite happy just to go straight in, so I'm going to pop this. This is the Copper Rose, and this is going to go just there on that part of my lid so that I can do a little bit of blending. Now I'm going to hold my brush towards the end so it's nice and light. And you'll notice that because this is a cream to powder product, that there's no fallout underneath my eyes. So the trick here is I'm going to just go up towards the brow, but still leave a gap in between the end of my brow and the color, or the bottom of my brow and where the color starts. So this one is Copper Rose. This was a limited edition color, and they have brought it back just recently. So again, I'm just going to pop a little line of it just there, and blend it along the line, and then just going up a little bit. When you first place ShadowSense down on your lid, just make sure you've got room to blend. So I wouldn't have placed this up any higher because then it would blend straight up into my eyebrow. So you just want to give it a little bit of space so that you can blend it around. Okay, so there we go. That's Copper Rose, really pretty color. Now, another thing that I like to do with my shadows is I'm just going to scrape the wand off so there's not a lot of product on it, but I'm actually going to take that Copper Rose just underneath the eyelid here and go about 2/3 of the way across, just like that. And using the same brush, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a blend. Try not to poke your eye because that would be painful. And now this is just going to connect all of the colors up that I'm going to be using on my eyes today. So just like that. And then give it a little bit of a brush. And you'll notice that it doesn't go all the way in here because that's where I want my lighter color or my shimmer color to go. Next up, I'm going to continue to use the same brush because this color is darker. I'm going to pop on some Rustic Brown in the corner of the eye. So I'm just going to place a little dot just there. Now this is a very pigmented color, so a little bit is going to go a very long way. So I'm going to start by blending down here first, and then I'm going to just slowly move my brush up towards that Copper Rose and just out a little bit towards the end of my brow, just here. So this color is Rustic Brown, a really beautiful brown color, cool toned and no shimmer. The Copper Rose was also a matte. So this is just one technique that you can use. Now, I always tell people not to worry too much about what's going on in the middle of the lid because we've got 2 more colors to apply. So this can be a bit of a hot mess. It's more just focusing on the outer edge and blending that nicely. Now, I don't want the Rustic Brown to overcome that Copper Rose. I want that Copper Rose still to be peeking out. But as you can see, that really warms up the outer part of the eye. Now, using the flat end, I'm going to grab some Rustic Brown just off the wand because this is very pigmented and very moist is the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to take this Rustic Brown underneath my eye, and I'm not going to go as far along as I did with the Copper Rose because I want this one to be concentrated in the outer corner, and it acts like quite a soft eyeliner down there. And that has now connected the two together. Beautiful. So same thing on the other side. Rinse and repeat, little dot down the bottom, bouncing that brush first and then taking it up towards that Copper Rose. The reason I bounce the brush first is just to make sure that there's not too much product that it gets too hard to blend. Do you often find that one eye is always easier than the other? This is my easy eye. I tend to lean my head back a little bit so that I can see what I've got to blend. There we go. All right, always have a look with your eyes open if you've got a partial hood like me where you can see some of my lid but not all of it, it's good to be able to just look with your eyes open when you've got your brush, as long as you keep it away from your eyeball, and then you can just see what you need to do to sort of matchy them up a little bit together. Or if you need to add a little bit more product, which I'll grab a teensy tiny bit, a little bit more product just to match the eyelids up together. They don't have to be identical. Sisters, not twins is always the best way to talk about them, just like your brows. Sisters, not twins. Okay, so that's it for the Rustic Brown. Oh, forgot a bit. We're going to go underneath the other eye. So again, I'm just grabbing it off the wand because I don't need a great deal of product to do this bit. So we're just keeping that all nicely linked up together. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab a fresh brush now to use with the Sandstone Pearl, because obviously I'm using a lighter color and I need a fresh brush to be able to do that with. Now I'm going to use the flat end of the wand first, and then I'll blend. So I'm just going to take a little bit of product off the wand because there's actually quite a lot of product here. So that's the beautiful color Sandstone Pearl, and I just don't need that much product on the wand, so we'll just tap a little bit off. All right, now this one is starting on the inner corner. Look at that, isn't it pretty? And then I'm going to use my clean fluffy end to just tap that color where I want it, across that rustic brown. So just across the line really, so that we've just got a really beautiful Sandstone Pearl shimmer across that lid. So pretty. This is one of my favorite all-time colors because you just use it for so many different shadow looks. Makes a fantastic inner corner color, but that's not what it's being used for today. It's not an inner corner color today. So same sort of approach. We're just going to just lightly dust that Sandstone Pearl across the rustic brown, and that's just going to make sure there's no harsh lines. Grab a tiny little bit more off the wand. There we go. Got too many mirrors around me. So that is incredibly pretty. Now I'm going to use the flat end of the wand again and just put a teeny tiny little bit of that just here. Give it a little bit of a flick. Matchy matchy as best as we can. Now, the star of the show is actually going to be this white one called Snow. So we're just going to put a little bit of that in the corner there and watch how that brightens up. So this is a fresh brush and we're just going to just dance it around in the corner, very inner corner. This is a matte and you'll see instantly that it's a pick-me-up for the eyes. So that brightens up the inner corner and makes just such a big difference. And you just don't need much product at all. So this is still an original. This is actually 6 years old. There we go. Now I will get some primer, lash primer, eyeliner, and mascara on, and I will be back with you shortly. There it is, the finished look. So I have got on black brown eyeliner, our lash primer and black brown mascara, and on my lips I'm wearing creamer, three coats of creamer lip sense topped with Brooklyn gloss, and that's it, that's the finished look. I hope that was easy to follow and hope you give it a try. Thanks for watching.